Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first installment of what I hope to be a long running series of viewer submitted videos. The Teddy Bear is playing the Dazzle. He won the weekly points tournament and sent me this replay, and hopefully it will be a good one. Joining me today as a co-caster is Ddybear. You want to say hey?
Howdy. Howdy, y'all. I'm Dustminer. You've probably seen me on here once or twice.
Yep, and both of us generally do play with Teddy Bear quite a bit, so we may be ripping into him a little bit as we get into it. But we do have a position 5 Dazzle, played by the one true hero of this match, Teddy Bear. One true hero because he subscribes to my channel. Also supporting will be a Venomancer and Nyx Assassin. Okay, I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so just looking at the draft coming in from the Radiant, who do you think is actually going mid? Das.
Uh, it. I would think that it's Veno. It
Veno?
has to be, right?
Yeah, Veno mid. It's a little bit odd going Veno mid starting with Boots of Travel first, but it is what it is. And
You don't see a lot of melee mids anymore.
yeah, and Earthshaker going off lane is pretty standard, I think. But Nyx Assassin actually going for a rune steal will be able to get the stun off onto the Weaver and collects the rune. So well played by Flash Fix. As actually Radiant may be looking to get aggressive here on the Weaver. He's Gucciing away, and Weaver should be fine. There's 1 second left on the Nyx Assassin stun, but he.
Yeah, Weaver's gonna take a lot of harassment damage. They want to take as little as possible as Weaver.
Mhm. And starting out this game, I do notice that they have doubled up on the invisibility on the Dire, and I think shenanigans are incoming, as I think the shenanigans are why the replay has been sent in, but I haven't exactly watched it yet, so definitely should be interesting to see how that
Yeah,
progresses.
you see a lot of invisibility equals invincibility memeing going on at certain MMRs.
Yep, and it looks like Ricky is the only one who does have a sentry at this point in the game, and harassed down our hero quite a bit. Dazzle already at 50 HP. He's going to have to stand back and watch the Spectre farm for a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's all right though. Spectre is kind of tanky at this point, even for level 1, until Weaver gets his double hit.
Yep. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it looks like it's going to be a dual lane Venomancer and Earthshaker taking on the Visage and the DK here in the top lane.
I like this game. This looks like a game that's going to be good. The Nyx Assassin mid versus Alina.
Mm-hmm. And
We'll see some fun shenanigans.
looks like Nyx Assassin is having a little bit of a rough time. Currently sitting at 2-0 versus 5-2 at Lena. Probably expected, right?
Yeah, somewhat expected. You can certainly get more out of the lane as Nyx. A good block early on, as well as good usage of the spiked carapace to get yourself some last hits.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you see him use his abilities there, miss his last hit.
Oh, we missed a kill on Ricky. Bottom lane, looks like our hero did purchase a sentry and caught out the Ricky.
Truly 5k support, slumming it here.
Yep,
Buys a sentry.
buys a sentry, OP, Ricky dies. And looks like Ricky is immediately going towards the top lane, or mid lane. Looks like he's going to catch out the Nyx Assassin. One more nuke incoming from Alina will be able to bring him down.
Yeah, and that's just a simple kill. Nyx Assassin, no boots yet. Orb of Venom on Ricky.
Yep. And going towards the bottom lane, it looks like Weaver actually dropped down Spectre really low, but good harassment coming in from the Dazzle will be able to protect his carry. And actually trading right clicks with the Weaver. Bugs going in onto the Dazzle. He's not long for this world, as one more right click coming in from the Ricky will be able to bring him down. Spectre 1v1 against the Ricky. Will he survive here? Weaver healed back into the fight, and with those right clicks we'll be able to bring down the Spectre, as it is a double kill coming in for the Ricky to start off this game.
Not quite the snipe that he was hoping for with the weave, or the Shadow Wave.
Mm. And a little bit of a rough start. Actually, DK dropping kind of low, but no follow-up damage as Earthshaker gets the stun. Venomancer drops a Gale, but nobody really willing to contest the DK in lane.
Yeah, hard to do it anyways, but look at the last hits here. We see DK and Lena leading it by far, doubling out
Yeah,
even their offlaner.
it looks like all three lanes are being won by the Dire at this point, but good rotation coming in from the Nyx Assassin. Had the Invis on him. 3 versus 1 onto the DK. The right click's coming in hot and fast, but DK really tanky. Good slow coming in from the Visage, trying to protect his buddy, but Venomancer with those right clicks will be able to bring down the DK. 200 gold
Eventually.
going towards the
I don't like the early rotation from mid, especially on a Nyx Assassin. You need to get your level 6 before you start moving.
And okay, so Courier almost died here in the bottom lane, but I guess it wasn't in any real danger. Sentry battle has begun as Dazzle continuously buying those sentries, able to deward in the bottom lane. But Spectre is almost down to no regen at this point, only 1 Tango, and I think he's clearly saving up for a Ring of Health as Weaver's actually getting caught out here. One more right click, Spectre able to bring down Weaver.
Yep, invisibility is invincibility until you get a sentry.
And,
no sentry here.
And in the middle lane, looks like... okay, I thought Ricky was going to be going onto the Nyx Assassin, but Lina doesn't have really enough mana to follow up on that. Lina going the Staff or Wizardry second item as opposed to, say, a Bottle or Clarities. Or he has 2 Clarities.
It's a pretty confident move to just go straight for the Eul Scepters. Rely on your passive. And Nyx Assassin playing on the double next level here with 2 sentries dropped to make sure he can't get cutting axed.
Oh no, that's a ward on top of a sentry there, I'm pretty sure.
Right, that's my mistake. Yep, there we go. I'll take it back. Nyx playing on the level.
But Nyx Assassin has gone Ring of Health first. I'm guessing he's going for Staff first item.
It wouldn't surprise me, but it's also important for him to be able to stay in lane so he can walk up and get last hits and ignore the harass.
Just generally speaking, it's really surprising for the Nyx Assassin to go for that, just because he does have like 5.6 health regen per second as a base.
Yeah.
In the top lane, it looks like Venomancer may be going down. Smoke Cloud has been dropped by Ricky, but no follow-up. DK, no stun, so Earthshaker should be able to walk out of there just fine.
Yep. Going back to the Nyx Assassin, like, I don't mind the Ring of Health. There's better choice. You could have gone for a Soul Ring here.
Yeah, bottom lane, it looks like Spectre going in onto the Weaver, but immediate disengagement as Spectre did not go for the Ring of Health, instead trying to purchase up those phase boots first, sticking in lane with about 300 health.
Yeah, relying a lot on Dazzle's mana pool, which always tricky. The Shadow Wave costs a lot, doesn't heal that much when you don't level it up all the way. And of course, he's just a support in the lane, so it's hard to get levels. He wants to give them all to Spectre.
Yeah, and definitely Spectre could have itemized just a little bit better to stay in lane, because it looks like Weaver, who's full health, may be charging in on him relatively quickly. Instead, Weaver going for the Dazzle? Nope, Dazzle doing a good job. Gets the heal bomb off onto...
dropping several heal bombs today.
Yep, heal bomb helps the Spectre stay alive, and looks like Venomancer and Earthshaker, not so lucky in the top lane. Earthshaker getting chased down by the Visage and Ricky. Will eventually, I believe... No stuns coming in from, or slows coming in from the Visage, and Earthshaker just able to walk away. Spectre, on the other hand, ends up dying to, looks like a rotation from Lina in the bottom lane.
She does eventually get those boots, but... Yeah, I wanted to point out that Nyx Assassin's going to have a hard time going around the map and making it happen this game.
That being said, Nyx Assassin gets a kill onto the Weaver in the bottom lane. Dazzle gets a Invis just barely. Definitely lucky that he got that, or else Lina would have ate his lunch.
Yep, good rune steal there. And Nyx Assassin, I wanted to point out, going for the maximum mana burn build. It's a very good lane build against an Intel hero, especially, but makes it especially hard to get kills with your rotations. You have to have support, whereas normally you can kind of burst people down by yourself.
Yeah, and looks like Ricky Lina making a rotation here towards the top lane. Earthshaker trying to get an 8-minute rune is not going to find it, as a good silencing coming from the Ricky will be able to bring him down. Venomancer actually holding his ground against the Ricky. Doesn't have any detection. Not sure whether this is the wisest decision. Venomancer again going forward onto the high ground here. He was able to see the Visage with the Plague Wards, but still chose to go up onto that high ground.
Yep, just a solid mistake. Weaver, bottom river, getting the double damage rune. That's going to hurt somebody in a second.
But good news here for the Radiant, as Spectre has managed to catch up in farm and already has 32 last hits, so his farm being secured fairly well here by the Dazzle, has his phase boots already, and has 1,000 gold towards his next item of choice.
And full life, full mana, thanks to a shrine usage, I believe. Got his ring of health. Spectre in a good position to make a comeback this game.
Oh, in mid lane, it looks like Weaver actually going really deep onto the Nyx Assassin, possibly diving a tier 1 tower with a double damage rune. Good stun coming out from the Earthshaker, though. Will be able to disengage. Oh my god, Lina just blows up the Nyx Assassin, ultimate being dropped in his face, and killing spree going towards the Lina in the mid lane.
Definitely.
And Venomancer here in the top lane. Gets a slow onto the DK, but it kind of just tickles as Dragon Knight is not scared and will stay in lane. Going to pretty aggressive build with 3 levels and Breathe Fire.
I mean, that's your normal farming build here. You get the levels of
Spectre ultimate looks like he's going on to the Riki here in the bottom lane. Weaver actually falling low and will eventually drop thanks to good support and heal bomb coming in from the Dazzle. Actually going 3 levels in Poison Touch. I think that tick damage was significant in bringing down the Weaver.
Absolutely, it was. And I did want to point out, just because we know he's watching, something that we see Tddybear do often is throw out the Shallow Grave to prevent a kill that's not going to happen. There was no burst damage coming out from the Dire there to kill the Spectre, so should have held on to it until the tower dive if it was needed.
But Nyx Assassin has his ultimate going. Looks like he's trying to get a kill onto the Lina. Lina juking through the trees here, but I think his movement should be spotted out by the Nyx Assassin. Nyx will be rotating towards that Lina. But
And Nyx's kill is stolen by the rune.
yep, pretty much, as Nyx Assassin is pinging it out here. Okay, good Yule Scepter coming in from the Lina. Pro bait coming in from the Spectre. Definitely baited out the Lina invisibility. Good ultimate coming in from the Riki, though. Will hit onto multiple people. Grave will save the Dazzle temporarily, but eventually he will go down, as it's a 1-for-1 trade. Lina going down as well. Nyx Assassin gets a stun on a 2. Riki blindly getting stunned and killed, as Nyx Assassin making some plays here, as it may be a 3-for-2 exchange, but probably the biggest kill there was on the Spectre.
Definitely. I would like to point out that kill on Spectre and the kill on Dazzle both don't happen if the Nyx has fully leveled Impale.
Yeah.
He got two-man stuns and just wasn't able to put enough damage out with it.
Yeah, definitely. I think Spectre played that really well, baiting out the Lina Yule Scepter into stun, just not enough follow-up damage from his team. As Earthshaker looks, he has his Echo Slam, not using it, too late. The Echo Slam whiffs onto nothing, as Lina able to walk away, and now Weaver deciding whether he wants to dive into a tier 1 tower, but will think better of it, as Earthshaker will be able to walk away.
And Echo Slam, a huge ability with a long cooldown, but doesn't really even feel necessary for the hero. It's always like a nice +1, at least until you get late game versus Illusion heroes.
Yeah, and Spectre diving under a tier 1 tower onto a DK. That's not going to end well, as Lina just blows up the Venomancer into backlines. And with the Yule Scepter, Spectre will eventually be going down here. And yeah, with one more right click, DK gets that kill.
And that was Spectre just disrespecting DK's armor. Kid's already at 21 armor. Come on.
And Spectre's bonus damage not applying when DK is surrounded by creeps. And Nyx Assassin may end up getting caught out. He's surrounded by 3. We'll get a good mana burn off onto the Visage. And the Carapace doing work, but the right clicks coming in hot and fast as Weaver and Riki trying to chase down the Nyx Assassin. And good shrine usage. Oh, stun on the 3, but still Nyx Assassin not getting very much help here. Grave not leveled up, so the range is not there to get the Shallow Grave off, as Nyx Assassin will fall in the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, and Nyx had no run, but that's just a mistake of Radiant not having TPs on the team. With an Earthshaker and Dazzle TP in there, that's a turnaround, 3 kills.
Yeah,
So
and in the top lane, looks like DK's falling really low. Looks like Spectre may end up getting a kill here. Good stun by the DK, but will not save its life, as Venomancer will pick up 330 gold with that kill.
I really like that stun by DK on the Spectre, just to prevent Spectre from getting the last hit. Greedy Venom on the field.
And Venomancer has 1,900 gold in the bank, has a Blink Dagger in his inventory in the base. What do you expect he's going to be going for next?
This is going to be Venomancer all the way. It's going to be Dragonlance, Maelstrom. Just those mid-game items that you get on Venomancer when you act like you're going to be a ranged hero.
Yeah, and a good Sentry Ward dropped behind here. We'll scout out that Ricky Slow comes in from the Venomancer, and Ricky is able to get his ultimate off, so he will be saved for the time being. Nyx Assassin getting caught out by the DK, and will eventually go down. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, Ricky for a Nyx Assassin.
Yep, and Nyx just getting a little froggy there. Used Mana Burn first rather than stun. Travel time on stun gives Ricky enough time to jump into his ultimate form. What I'd like to see is a Veil of Discord from this Venomancer.
Yep, Veil would be a pretty good amplification of damage. Okay, looks
Ka-chink.
like Spectre got caught out here by the Lina, but with the Dazzle support, Spectre still going in, as that may be a mistake. Dazzle does have Grave available, but it's going to be a really close one if Spectre wants to stick around, and Spectre will back up from the engagement.
And yeah, it's getting real froggy for somebody who I guarantee you does not know the exact timer on Lina's ultimate.
And taking a look around the map, who do you think, or what was it? I completely forgetting what I was going to say. Weaver going for a Lincoln Sphere looks like first item. You think that's the best choice?
Absolutely. It's gonna block a lot of abilities that let you hunt Weaver down.
Yeah. So I was just looking at all the AoE stuns incoming from the Radiant, as AoE stuns and AoE abilities, not a lot is really blocked by the Lincoln Sphere. As man, Venomancer just blown up by Lina, and Nyx Assassin, good double stun, trying to get those right clicks in. Mana Burn will be able to bring down the Lina, but DK should be able to eventually bring down the Nyx. Gets a stun even through the Spike Carapace, and okay, that's a Grave
There's the
incoming
shallow.
from Dazzle. Very well played there. Ricky gets his ultimate off. We'll try and focus down the... No, Ricky backing up after using his ultimate, and well played by the Dazzle, saving his buddy in the Nyx.
DK just letting his armlet run him down to 0 and dies to the poison touch. I was so afraid of seeing that.
Yep, and Spectre ult being used. Okay, so good stun from the Nyx Assassin. Will be able to set up that kill. And, oh, double kill incoming from the Dazzle. Didn't expect that, as Venomancer doing work, ticking Ricky really low. Has the Urn charge on him as well. Triple kill coming in from the Dazzle, getting the kill with the Urn. Very well played by him. As
Yeah, 2 poison stings, venomous gale, and an Urn charge. That'll kill you.
Yep, 2,000 gold going towards the Radiant at the end of that fight, cutting into what was once a 5k lead for the Dire.
Yeah, and Radiant in a really good position with Spectre kind of just slowly becoming a Spectre.
Yep, Spectre currently has Phase Boots, Vanguard, has 1,000 gold. Almost definitely going to be going for the Radiance next, I would imagine. Or do you think something like Diffusal would be better? Something that makes him hit hard early?
Definitely should get the Radiance. I imagine that we might see the Diffusal here. Just because it feels like there's going to be some fighting.
Yeah, and Spectre diving a tier 1 tower again. Didn't work out well last time as he gets stunned. DK holding his ground. Incoming stuns from the Visage. 1 stun, holding the second, but will eventually be able to bring down the Nope, stun onto 2 as Dazzle trying to support his buddy Spectre. Able to get away from the fight thanks to some clutch heals and Graves incoming from the Dazzle.
And I liked that early Grave much better with the Dragon Breath, with the Visage burst. A lot of good ways to kill Spectre.
And Earthshaker actually fell here in the bottom lane. No blind stun coming in from the Nyx, so Weaver will be able to get away with that kill scot-free. And has 1,700, probably looking to buy that ultimate orb. But Visage going Force Staff first. So just going a full utility support build. I actually do like that. And DK actually falling really low. Good heal bomb incoming from the Dazzle, as Spectre will be able to finish off the DK here. Ultimate being thrown down. Dazzle getting kind of wrecked here by the Lina. Yule Scepter. Follow up Light Strike Array. And Spectre, without his support buddy, will be falling down.
Yep. This is where it starts to turn a little bit until Spectre gets farmed up. Spectre's been participating in a lot of fights, not farming up all that much, and whenever those fights start to turn against him, it finds it really hard to get back in the game. This is going to be a while.
And Nyx Assassin has Invision, but not his ultimate up, so don't think he's going to be able to get a kill here onto the Visage, who is pretty tanky with the 4 levels in Gravekeeper's cloak already.
Yeah, and going for that Force Staff to be able to get out of range of this Nyx.
Okay,
The
so
+1.
yep, Spectre ultimate incoming. So that's actually a really good setup for a kill coming in from the Nyx Assassin. Good team coordination there, as Nyx Assassin gives Vision, Dazzle, and Spectre finish off the Visage.
And Spectre removing stacks of the Gravekeeper's cloak with the dispersion. So that was very good. Nyx turned around with the ultimate, and for that second hit, and just did a straight up 540 damage or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's pretty good, as it looks like Ricky's teleporting out here towards the top lane. Spectre may be caught out a little bit. Nope, Ricky is just perfectly fine here, being invisible. There's no dust, no sentries here to speak of. Good blink in coming in from the Venomancer. Lands his ultimate onto 3 as the Earthshaker gets a good double stun. And Nyx Assassin again, just stun locks incoming from the Radiant. Playing very, very well as DK, very tanky with the armlet constantly on, trying to make his retreat. Will not be able to do so. Spectre doing his best as Venomancer does go down here. Level 2 Shallow Grave still not available as of yet, and Dazzle does eventually go down. Double kill for their Lina, looking to get more as Spectre will go down. 5-man team wipe, triple kill coming in for the Lina.
Yeah, and what looked like it was going to be a great fight for Radiant, turning really south. I think mostly on the back of trying to chase down that DK. They really wanted that kill because it felt like he was within kill distance, but that is a tanky man. At 2200 HP, at 1/4 HP, he has more HP than your Dazzle, I'm pretty sure. Not quite.
Yeah, and definitely trying to focus down the DK at the start of the team fight. Not the best idea, and just overall, the Shallow Grave wasn't available at the time. Instead, having 4 levels in Poison Touch, not reducing the Shallow Grave cooldown, really cost him, not being able to get a clutch save either on the Venomancer or Spectre in that fight.
Well, since we got our hero in the game here, let's take a look at his items and his progression here. We see level 11, he's got the plus 75 damage rather than the plus 200 health. For the talent, what do you think about that?
I don't mind it, actually. Like, definitely, you, as a Dazzle, you should be out of the fight, so that plus 75 damage isn't going to help you win team fights, but it will help you get your items up and online, help you clear through a stack or 2 in the meantime, while Spectre is trying to farm up here in this game. Basically, as a Dazzle, you're kind of wanting to get your items up because Spectre is wanting to get his items up and not team fight. And a good stun incoming from the Earthshaker will land onto the Reggie, but he just uses his ultimate and will be able to get away.
Yep, ES not willing to... oh, he didn't have his ultimate.
But Spectre has 2,100 gold, still working on... I'm assuming getting the Radiance here. It feels like he hasn't made any item progression in the past 10 minutes.
He's been trying to save money up, and I believe it is for this Radiance, but he needs to really concentrate on getting it. He needs to let his team know, I'm getting this, and I'm not fighting for a little bit.
And to make a kill streak going on to the Weaver as he picks off Venomancer in the bottom lane. Wasn't expecting Veno to be pushing that far, and yeah, he pays a price. Weaver has completed his Lincoln Sphere already, and actually team fight breaking out here in the mid lane. Nyx Assassin getting stunned up by the Visage Birds. Good micro incoming there. Earthshaker manages to lock in onto the Ricky, but it's himself who was eventually trapped as Ricky just uses his ultimate, gets away. Spectre trying to get another kill, but I don't think Spectre going a little bit too far forward here. Thinks better of it and does back up. Good stun incoming from the Nyx Assassin. Has a mana burn available if he wants to use it. Has not used it yet. Instead, running away, not using his spells. And Dazzle has a heal bomb available. Uses a grave to ensure Nyx Assassin stays alive.
As much of a like a question mark that Lincoln Sphere is for Weaver, how good is it for Nyx? Like, what a baller choice. I love that.
Yeah, Nyx Assassin going Lincoln Sphere first. Definitely a lot better against the Dire team as opposed to the Radiant. And won't help him very much here as it was a 4v1 situation. Nyx Assassin eventually does fall.
Like
and they're just chain feeding here as Venomancer. I don't know what he was thinking blinking in there, but we'll get immediately stunned by the DK for Dire Heroes marching down mid. And we'll definitely be able to take this tier 2 tower.
one of those IQ 1000 plays by the Visage to just stand still even though he knew Nyx was there.
Okay, so good Echo Slam coming in onto the Lina. Tries to get her ultimate off, will not be able to do so. Spectre still going forward into 4. Not sure whether that's the best decision. Okay, good heal bomb incoming from the Dazzle. We'll be able to save the Spectre from imminent death as Ricky actually has been dusted with a good enchant totem coming in from the Earthshaker, able to bring down the Ricky.
I was going to talk about Soul Vessel earlier, but they're really paying off there. The damage over time it provides not amazingly significant on a Ricky who's got the low maximum HP, but more than enough to guarantee the kill on a running away Ricky.
Yeah, definitely a very good support item nowadays.
Yeah, I like the percentage heal much better than I like the percentage damage.
Yeah, and especially if you ever get a level 25 Spectre with that plus 400 health talent plus a heart, that item will definitely do some work.
Oh yeah.
But in the meantime, we do have a 7k gold lead for the Dire. Weaver already has a gem on him. Not sure whether that was the best item of choice, considering he has a Ricky on his own team. But DK already has Armlet, Shadowblade, and Lina has progressed quite nicely. Has the Kaya, Yule Scepter, and Shadowblade.
I don't mind the gem. They're having a really hard time with the Nyx, and that's basically all that Radiant have going for them at the moment.
Nyx Assassin top of the Radiant net worth at 8,200 gold. But 3 main cores for the Dire, all ahead of everybody on the Radiant.
Some good farm on Lina.
Okay, Spectre actually getting caught out here. He's surrounded by 3. Yeah, just deleted off the map thanks to the ultimate coming in from Lina.
Spectre really hungry for the extra 400 gold for his Sacred Relic.
And Lina definitely feeling herself going for the heart next.
I like that heart. The Nyx Assassin's mana burn is going to wreck you this game, Ms. Lina. So get the heart. You're more tanky. You're not getting more int for the mana burn to even do more damage or more mana burn. It's very smart. She's going to need to get a Bloodstone, though, if she wants to win this game.
Yeah, definitely Bloodstone I think would be the better choice, other than better than the heart at least. Already has several ways of avoiding or getting out of danger with the Yule Scepter, Shadowblade, or even going something like a Lincoln Sphere would be very good. Lincoln Sphere or Pipe coming in for the Lina, I would prefer over a heart, as Ricky doing good amount of work here. Silence up Earthshaker, has his ultimate available, will not be using it as Visage, will be able to get the kill with the Soul Assumption.
And Lina doesn't even know that her mana regeneration is... Oh, this Nyx Assassin making me sad.
Lina self-Yules, so will not get the full effect of the Shrine there. But Nyx Assassin is on the retreat. Probably is going to get caught out here. Okay, good Spike Carapace will land on the 2. But Visage will summon the birds, and looks like Nyx Assassin will eventually get chased down here. Yules will be available in 3 seconds for the Lina. And Nyx Assassin even getting caught out by the creeps here. No luck at all, as he will eventually go down. Visage dominating, already has 4 staff. Medallion of Courage working on that Solar Crest.
Yeah, good item progression out of the Visage. That Solar Crest, he's got it already. It's gonna start wrecking.
Hello, Blaster King 90. Just casting a viewer video. The winner of the previous week's point tournament.
And a 13k advantage on Dire, but it still feels like the game is within reach of Radiant.
Yeah, it's really important. Oh my god, Spectre didn't go for the Radiance. After saving up 3,000 gold, Spectre going into the Blade Mail and Blade of Alacrity, giving up on hopes and dreams of the Radiance at the 28-minute mark.
And crushing my hopes and dreams of finishing this game before 35 minutes.
Yep. As
it's gonna be a long one.
yeah, it's gonna be a long one. Spectre has Blade Mail, Vanguard, going battle build, but all these items are about 10 to 15 minutes behind where they could have been if he had just decided to go this route initially. So, very unfortunate there.
And going for the Manta before we get the Diffusal, I don't like it. The Blade Mail is fine, as it's just a super value pickup on Spectre. You know, Dispersion plus Blade Mail for 118% return damage.
Mm.
It's brutal. You cannot touch him, but the Manta without the Diffusal just feels useless.
And it looks like a double Invis rotation will be able to catch out the Earthshaker, and he's eventually going to be going down. Ricky going for the Echo Saber first.
My god, would you look at the fucking strats, the item strats coming out here.
Okay, so Nyx Assassin gets a Carapace off. Will be able to stun up the Ricky. Ultimate being thrown down by the Spectre. Not willing to commit to it, though, as he will just let his illusion die here in the top lane.
Yeah, and we see, the reason I mentioned the items is just we see 4 Invis coming out for Dire. Like,
yeah, so DK has a Shadow Blade, Ricky obviously Invis, Sakuchi available for Weaver, and Lina does have the Shadow Blade as well. So invisibility OP here in the streets, here in the mean streets. As Dazzle getting caught out by the Lina. Grave is available. Grave TP, no. Yule Scepter being used by the Lina. Dazzle trying to get away. Good ultimate being thrown down on the Lina. Will be able to bring her down. And Ricky comes in from behind and snipes a kill onto the Dazzle. No dust available for anybody on the Radiant squad, so Ricky will just be able to casually walk away. And stun incoming onto the DK. Spectre trying to man up. Uses a uses Blade Mail very well. Oh my god. Echo Slam onto 2. Earthshaker doing work, but DK just BKBs, holds his ground, and Spectre's going to have to watch out for the Visage Birds as they will eventually bring him down. And Spectre dropping really low. Weaver gets a kill onto the Venomancer in the backlines. Weaver on the chase will be eventually bringing down the Spectre. Desolator has already been picked up by the Weaver as he continues his assault onto the position 1 carry of the Radiant. Will he push onto the tier 3s? He will not.
yeah, the highs and lows of that fight armor-wise, after the weave on 3, and their armor is up 20, and then Weaver comes in with the bug, and everybody ignores the bugs because they've got Dazzle's weave on them. And then Dazzle's weave ends, and suddenly everybody's at negative 20 armor. And it immediately just dies to the double hit from Weaver. That was brutal.
And definitely some good negative armor strats coming in from both teams. And do you think Aegis is going to be picked up here by either squad? Looks like with multiple people down on Radiant, this would be the optimal time. But Weaver deciding better of it, still pushing down the mid lane, as Invis Ricky may be hunting down Spectre.
Yeah, it feels like Dire really wants to put the pressure on. They're feeling themselves really hard right now, but they're finding these messy fights. They're kind of spending their cooldowns and everything fighting, not taking objective.
And yeah, 17k gold lead for the Dire. It seems like they have an overwhelming advantage at this point. Definitely had, if just 5 Dire heroes decided to group up in one location, I think they could definitely take any objective that they wanted. That being said, DK getting caught out with no friends available will be able to just Shadow Blade away, though. BKB Shadow Blade away, as again, no dust available for the Radiant.
And something I haven't mentioned, but I've been seeing on my screen, I don't know if you've caught very much of it. Visage birds are being fed at an alarming rate. I feel like every time they come up, they get fed. And that's an extra 200 gold per cooldown.
Okay, Spectre using an ultimate, trying to catch out the Ricky here in the river. Weaver actually doing so much damage onto the Nyx Assassin. Will eventually be able to bring him down. Spectre on the retreat. Grave just a little bit early here, as Weaver will eventually be chasing down to Spectre. Okay, good heal bomb incoming. Follow-up stun onto 2. Venomancer ultimate basically lands on the Lina in Visage. Ultimate incoming from the Earthshaker will be able. Shadowgrave will not be able to catch out Earthshaker, I believe, as he will eventually fall. 3 down for the Radiant, as Visage ends up dying in the background, I guess. Yeah, okay, falls to the poison of Venomancer. But it's a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Dire.
Yep, and we're seeing the Wet Noodle Spectre come out here. The classic build.
Yep, Spectre has 4 items under 2,000 that cost under 2,000 damage or 2,000 gold. Definitely want to save up for at least one big item if you're a Spectre there. Big item being either Radiance or a Diffusal Blade, or just something that does a significant amount of damage through your ultimate. As okay.
Yeah, we see Dazzle really just throwing these graves out super early. Super afraid of the burst coming out, but just not confident in his own timing, I think.
Check my bitrate. We getting drops in the stream. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, we got a bunch of heroes jumping forward. They know there's invisible Dire there, but they don't have any detection. So they just jump forward and feed.
Yep, and Ricky actually ends up falling here. DK holding the lines. Good Carapace will be able to temporarily stun the DK, but doesn't look like the Radiant are really looking to push here.
Youch, that Soul Vessel on the DK with the armlet debuff going. Takes him half health, from full health to half health.
Yeah, and DK is going to have to learn not to constantly have the on the armlet here. Good stun locking coming from the Earthshaker, as Spectre just running around with his blade mail on, not really right-clicking anyone. Good dust coming out from the Dazzle. We'll be able to reveal. I believe that was the DK walking away, as Spectre trying to push on forward, Visage being his targeted choice. Spectre actually using his ultimate to try and push forward. And diving under a tier 1 tower, does have the help of the Earthshaker, Nyx Assassin coming in, or Nyx Assassin and Dazzle. Weaver will get stunned up by the Earthshaker there. And good reveal, dust coming out, Weaver. Too fast, though. I don't think the Radiant will be able to catch him.
And this fight's extending out a long time. I like the original push to confidently go forward into the effects of Weave with the extra 20 armor. But
Nyx Assassin. Oh my god, he may be able to get the Weaver. No, he will not, as the stun incoming from the Earthshaker actually gets a 1-for-1 kill. And Weaver actually buying back to come back with like 10% HP. Very questionable play incoming, as he was desperately trying to get a kill there. Weaver or Dazzle falls in the back lines thanks to Ricky.
Weaver not realizing that the ultimate returns you back to your mana and health that you had 5 seconds ago. So if you were almost dead, you will still almost be dead.
Yep. So a little bit unfortunate there. We'll slow up the item progression of the Weaver. But still, all 3 cores for the Dire are ahead of everybody on the Radiant. Lina has completed her Heart and Shadowblade combination. Heart, Shadowblade, and Bloodstone. So she'll be really tanky, has 3,100 health. Should have plenty of mana and health regen as well. Will not be able to kill a Spectre there. Maybe if she had a damage item, she would be able to do something. But
oh, absolutely would have killed him with the, like a Scythe of Vice, the extra spell damage you get from the extra intelligence, as well as the extra physical damage.
It's that, or a Desolator, or a Crystallis, or some sort of right-clicking. Yeah, Maelstrom. Some sort of right-clicking item is actually pretty good on Lina once you get a lot of stacks in Fiery Soul.
And I like this a lot of times in my games. I see Dazzles, they're afraid to throw out the weave because they want to make sure they have it for the big fight. But weave is its cooldown is just in that sweet spot where you can kind of throw it out there whenever you feel like there's going to be a fight. And if it doesn't happen, your team you'll have it for the next fight pretty much.
Yep, and looks like the Dire will be taking down Roshan here. 28,000 gold lead with the Aegis in hand. Hopefully they will be able to push high ground and possibly take a laner axe.
And Satanic completed on the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, he's going to be super farmed, super tanky. It's going to be really interesting to see if the Radiant will be able to hold the high ground. I'm predicting a major Echo Slam incoming. With
I think
the
you're going to need more than that at this point with the heart on Lena.
Yeah, well, you do have an Aghanim Scepter already on Venomancer, so that's going to be an insane amount of magic damage incoming if he hits it on multiple people. DK popping his BKB early, so he's just going to have to stand in the front lines and try and... Okay, so gets a 3-man ultimate coming in from the Venomancer. Good stun onto the DK. We'll be able to isolate out the Ricky, who's in front of the team fight for some reason. As DK, good Carapace onto 3. Echo Slam lands onto 3. We'll be able to bring down the Ricky. DK's next on the menu as his agent falls. In the meantime, Lena split pushing the bottom lane as Weaver is split pushing in the top. Spectre getting graved as DK is surrounded by 4. DK running low, has his armlet on, does have that Shadow Blade though, and it actually does have dust on the Venomancer. Well played there, as DK will eventually go down. Good blade mail coming in from the Spectre. Last hit goes towards that Spectre, giving him 870 gold. And the Radiant hold the high ground? No, they don't. Lena doing a good job split pushing here in the bottom lane. Will probably just focus. Not willing to focus down the Rax here, instead just trying to retreat with the Shadow Blade. Will be revealed exactly where she's going. No dust yet on the Spectre. No detection on the Dazzle as well.
Yeah, that was. I mean, you smelled it out. That was a huge Echo Slam that happened there. But I feel like Venomancer walked forward 2 steps. He used his ultimate on 3 heroes, and then the entire Radiant team was able to wait 10 seconds before they started fighting. So all of that damage from the Venomancer Aghanim's ultimate happened.
Yep, and that's a 2,000 gold swing in for the Radiant. Do you think the Radiant are coming back here in this game?
Absolutely. With that massive gold boost to Spectre, able to finish her Manta, probably, hopefully before she dies.
Yep, Manta already completed, going on... actually, we don't know what he's going to be going for next, as he's having to retreat out Weaver. Pretty strong at this point, and Spectre doesn't want to take him on in a one-on-one fight just yet.
Yeah, and Weaver going for the Shikuchi movement speed rather than the Geminate attack. I don't like that so much.
And, okay, so looks like Lena getting caught out here, surrounded by 5. Actually, good weave will mitigate any negative armor coming in from the bugs. Spectre using his ultimate will be good. Deny coming out from Lena will not feed any gold from that death. Weaver will be able to get away from the team fight with his Sakuchi.
Might die to the poisonous gale here. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
And definitely good weave. And what happened there?
That was the Poison Nova and the Venomous Gale and the Poison Sting. You weren't watching it, but that totally ticked Weaver down from 800 to 0.
Oh my god. So Weaver actually falls down just thanks to the magic damage. That's really good, as Weaver's going to be sitting on the sidelines for the next 100 seconds, so Radiant could go and take an objective of their own, trying to take the second Tier 1 tower of the game coming in for the Radiant. BKB actually being used by the DK, didn't want to get stunned up by the Earthshaker, but he is getting followed by 3 or 4 Radiant heroes. Good dust incoming from the Dazzle. Will be able to reveal out the Ricky. Immediately uses his ultimate. DK getting stun locked here. Earthshaker doing a good job, but the Silence Cloud is doing so much work. All 4 people in the Radiant have been silenced, and now 3 people stunned. Lena doing an incredible amount of damage here, but it's not going to be enough, as Venomancer is able to get off his ultimate. 2 for 3 trade so far. Spectre trying to hold his ground. Right-clicking, going down onto the Lena, and Grave does land onto the Spectre. as he's trying to push onto the high ground with the shrine going on, but ultimately 3 for 4 trade as Spectre. That's actually a really big kill on the Spectre, but still a team fight victory coming in for the Radiant.
Yeah, that was a hell of a team fight there. The Soul Vessel doing a lot of work on all of these tanky heroes. Use it on the DK for massive damage. Use it on the Lina for massive damage. That was harsh. The turnaround on Ricky, deciding that fight. The fighting on under Ricky's cloud with 4 heroes. Harsh.
Yep. And what was once 22,000 gold lead has shrunk to about 16 at this point. I actually really do like the pickup of the Ether Lens coming in from the Dazzle. That additional range is going to be really important to keep him out of harm's way and not get picked off by either the Weaver or the Ricky in the middle of a team fight.
Yeah, I wish he had actually gone for the 125 cast range as well. The ability to have an extra 375 on your shallow grave means you can just never be involved in a battle until you need to cast shallow grave.
And how do you feel about the plus 50 movement speed coming in on the Dazzle?
I think it's fine. Your other option is Poison Touch DPS, which is not a big deal. But the movement speed will help you move around in the cloud, escape from shallow grave, or sorry, what is it? Grave Touch? Grave Chill.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And plus 20 shallow wave heal / damage. Yeah, I could see either one, but I know you said you like the cast range.
Yeah, the problem with Shadow Wave is it's very good whenever you are aggressive, you are pushing, because they can't touch you. You know, it's like you have an Omni Knight heal on everyone. But later on in the game, especially at this point, it starts feeling a little bit lacking. You're not healing very much, and you're only getting 2 off in a fight with a 6-second cooldown. Just not really worth it. The big benefit comes at level 25 when you have the 2-second Shadow Wave, but it takes so long to pay off.
And Nyx Assassin may actually catch out to Lina here. Well played there. Gets a stun onto 2. Ultimate being dropped by the Spectre. Okay, ultimate only lands onto the Ricky there, so Venomancer ult slightly wasted, but Ricky doing a lot of damage with his ult will be able to bring down the Nyx Assassin before dropping himself. Good silence coming in onto the Spectre. Doesn't have Manta anymore, will not be able to purge that off. And Dire. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Not sure whether the team fight is over yet. Dazzle advancing forward, and same with Spectre, thinking whether he wants to come on in yet. Spectre sitting with 3,000 gold. Not exactly sure whether that's intentional or not, if he's really wanting to save for buyback, but I think getting that additional item on your Spectre would probably be worth it, even if it...
Please get a defusal. Like, you would have gotten an extra kill there with the defusal.
Defusal, definitely a very good item to pick up here, considering you've already picked up a Mana Style. Being able to use your ultimate, put a Manta down, slow somebody, and have 4 illusions attacking that person is a really big deal.
So before we get there, I did want to ask, what do you think for the level 25 on Spectre? Do you go for the extra Haunt illusion damage or the extra dispersion?
Man, they've actually changed up the build order of Spectre since the last time I played him. Previously, the level 25 talent was plus 500 health, and I definitely chose that pretty much every time. Right now, I would say Haunt Illusion damage, just because Spectre is really the only person providing right clicks here for the Radiant. There is a lot of nukes to be had, but just overall, I think the additional illusion damage will give them more physical DPS that they need.
I appreciate that perspective, but I do think Spectre made the right choice. Spectre did go ahead and go for the dispersion, and I'll tell you why. Not only does it provide you the extra damage resistance, 30% across the board, reflected, in addition to your Vanguard, it's starting to actually matter because you have extra armor as well. So you're not taking much damage from physical attacks, especially from Lina, who spits a bunch of them out.
And Lina actually catching out the Venomancer here as immediate response coming in from the Radiant, and Lina eventually will be taken down. Very well played. Good teamwork coming in from the Radiant.
And above all, Dazzle has been hitting the shallow graves, so trust him to keep doing that, and just rely on your dispersion to give your whole team damage.
Okay, and it does look like Ricky got caught out, does use his ultimate to get away. DK holding the front lines though, right-clicking down the Spectre. He's broken, so no more dispersion coming in onto the Spectre. Echo Slam lands onto multiple, 3 down for the Dire, and it looks like DK surrounded by 4 will eventually be brought down. Yeah, DK does eventually go down. Next up is Visage trying to get away, does not have a TP available. Does have 4 staff to try and get away, but he's getting chased down by multiple people, multiple nukes, and the triple kill incoming from the Earthshaker.
And that was a huge turnaround fight there with the buyback coming in, an extra 2k gold swing. That was a 18k lead knocked down to a 10k lead in a single fight. And they're going to get the objective as well. And that fight, like you saw the break come out on the Spectre, but they have to keep attacking the Spectre because she has the Shallow Grave. And that's just the power of the Dazzle right there. Dazzle getting a very good Shallow Grave off that fight. Like, excelente. 100 HP Spectre, Shallow Grave. Amazing.
And they will actually get not only a tier 2, but 2 buybacks off of that. Definitely no need to push any... That being said, you're getting a stun here onto the Lina, follow-up stun from the Earthshaker, and Lina does have a Shadow Blade available. Not sure whether there's any detection. Earthshaker has a sentry, but he drops it too late. And Lina will be able to get away. Please, Radiant, just back up. You have your Spectre down, and Spectre's down for the next 13 seconds. His ultimate, I'm not sure. His ultimate will be available when he revives, though, so they could potentially take a team fight then.
They're going to smartly call it here. This is a good push. They got the objective. They forced 2 buybacks out. Like, oh my god. Almost got the kill on the Lina. If that happens, maybe you keep pushing. But since it didn't happen, back off, take your winnings and go home.
Yeah, and 3 people walked by a Gem of True Sight, not picking it up there. And we'll be...
They don't need that shit. They got sentries.
Yeah. Will be given to the Earthshaker, though. 4,000 gold on Aveno. What would you expect him to buy with that gold?
For Veno, I still would like to see a Veil of Despair. I feel like that is just gonna, like, with all the magic damage that's coming out from the Veno and the Earthshaker, that's just a super value item right now. But I feel like what we're going to see is probably something more like a Bloodstone or, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I like the Veil.
Refresher.
A Refresher. I'm not sure.
Absolutely, it's going to be a Refresher.
Okay, so Venomancer getting caught out here. He'll leave a surprise or a gift incoming for the Dire, as they will remember him. Ultimate being thrown onto 2, as we'll just watch Weaver drop down. Sick Nasty Nova, dropping him to about 45% HP.
Yeah, and you can see it on the Ricky there, 1,400 damage from the Poison Nova. So if you get a second Poison Nova out, it's over.
Yep. But Radiant has certainly made a comeback here. So rather late Radiance incoming at the 50-minute mark for the Spectre. Radiance sort of loses its appeal after, say, the 35-minute mark, just as an item overall. Definitely.
Not to...
Okay, so looks like DK getting caught out in the middle of the Roshan pit. Oh my god, so much damage incoming from the Ricky ultimate, along with right clicks coming in from the DK. Everybody dropping low. Venomancer, good grave coming in onto the Spectre, but he's still going to eventually die. Multiple nukes incoming. 3-for-1 exchange, only Ricky falling for the Dire.
I wanted to talk about Venomancer's talents bar for a second and how much I don't like that he went for the Gale Impact summoning 2 wards and then went for the Poison Nova AoE instead of getting the extra 6 seconds on Poison Nova duration with the Aghanim Scepter. Oh my god, dude, just get it.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like I think you can level it multiple ways for Venomancer, but definitely he chose 2 different paths with his talents.
Yeah. Certainly, yeah, and he's got the gold per minute rather than the Gale cooldown. It's whatever.
Yeah, Dazzle ends up going down as well. Okay, so good ultimate being landed onto the Venomancer, but this may be the beginning of the end here, as 3 are currently down for the Radiant. Buyback incoming from the Earthshaker. I do believe the Aegis has already been picked up by the Dragon Knight, and with multiple people down, it looks like the Dire will just have their way with the Radiant base.
Yeah, especially with the Dazzle down 70 seconds, no buyback.
Okay, so good stun onto 2 from the Earthshaker. DK trying to hold the lines, but yeah, instant buyback incoming from the Venomancer, but there's already 3 down. Nyx Assassin trying to get a kill onto Lena for some reason. Nobody waiting for the Spectre to come online. Blink in from the Venomancer will instantly be stunned and killed before he even gets his ultimate off. DK just holding the front line with the DK ultimate being thrown down. Good stun coming in from the Nyx Assassin. Spectre trying to make a final stand here. Immediately broken. Dispersion not doing that. Not doing
Dispersion's
enough.
back.
Yep. As okay, so Nyx Assassin gonna eventually nope. Nyx Assassin dies to the bugs coming in from the Weaver. DK will focus on objectives here. GG being called out by the Venomancer. No buybacks for the Gradient, as it does look like the Dire, with 5 people up against 1 Spectre, should be able to close out this game relatively shortly. And Spectre doing his best to try and frontline here, but nothing much he can really do in a 4 or a 5-on-1 situation. Getting chased down by the DK, actually just roaming around here. Randomly pops his blade mail. As yeah, I think this is a refreshing change up from casting professional matches. You get to see a whole lot of different itemization builds and just overall a lot of variance in the gameplay that you wouldn't see otherwise. And I'm definitely looking forward to any more viewer videos sent in for me to cast. What are your thoughts on the game? Or something
I
that
don't
we
think
could...
it's over yet. I don't think it's over yet. They're about to have Radiant all the way up if they can get 5 assembled.
Yeah, if they could get 5 assembled, they could have a 5-on-5 team fight, but Spectre getting caught out here in the front lines. Looks like Weaver's going to be focusing down onto the Dazzle. That's kind of dirty. And Blade Mail doing a lot of work coming in from the Spectre, but again, he's just getting caught out amongst. And Mega Creeps have started trickling into the base at this point. Echo Slam incoming. Will be able to land onto the DK, and that's Aegis. That's 1 life, as Weaver's going to sit on the sidelines for the next 100 seconds. But DK pops a BKB and is manning up onto the Spectre here. Broken, right-clicking down onto everybody. Look, DK actually fallen low, surrounded by 5. Will eventually go down. Visage has a BKB, has to use it, is currently getting chased down by everybody on the Radiant, and it seems in the meantime, wow, Lena dies in the bottom lane thanks to the
700 damage mana burn every 4 seconds. Oh.
Yep, pretty dirty Nyx Assassin at this point, but not a whole lot of AoE wave clear incoming for the Radiant. It's going to be very difficult for them to maintain their Ancient, considering it's already down to 2/3 health.
Yeah, they need that that Maelstrom that Venomancer should have got a long time ago.
And yeah, they're just desperately trying to hold on to the high ground. But GG well played being called out, as even 5 are dead for the Dire, but I don't think they have any concern about the Radiant actually pushing through the Creeps as of just yet.
In Dazzle putting the blame squarely on the Venom's shoulders, where I have to agree that I did not like some choices Venom made about the item build and the talent build, but we'll see.
Yeah,
There's still a couple seconds left in this game.
I feel the Venomancer's talent build was terrible. I completely agree with you on that, but Venomancer going Phase Blink into Aghanim Scepter, I can't really fault him at all. The Pipe Inside, I think that was a very valuable pickup. If anybody's items is going to be questioned, it's going to be the Spectres, who went straight into Vanguard, then saved up 3,000 gold, then eventually bought the Blade Mail after about waiting for it for about 20 minutes, it felt like. So.
Yeah. And Venomancer, actually the best wave clear they have is Venomancer's ultimate. Every 45 seconds it's available.
And that's it. 57 minutes into the game. GG is being called out. And thank you all for watching. Thank you for participating in my weekly point tournament. And hopefully you guys will stick around my channel, maybe win the point tournament this week. And I'll be showing your replay next.